Welcome back to the Dragon Den. My loyal Dragon Knights, King of Dragons 5000 is back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Bandai SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Yamcha, Earth's foremost fighter. And so here we have Yamcha looking all cool, pose, and out of the packaging. But before we have a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories. Yamcha should come with 3 different facial expressions which do look really good, and a 4th face that has the hand of Dr. Gero on his mouth. He also comes with multiple hands for various style poses. And finally parts for Dr. Gero where he rammed his arm straight through his torso. So overall a decent batch of accessories here for Yamcha. So with his accessories out of the way, let's move on to his details. And so here we have a closer look at Yamcha, and I think Bandai has done a really good job here with Yamcha. He is sporting the style that he had during the Android saga, and it looks perfect here. First, taking a look at his head sculpt, this is a really good face for Yamcha. Although his head does seem a little bit small, the detailing on the head is actually really good. He does have his scars on his face, one going across his right eye and one on his left cheek. And he is sporting the spiked up hairstyle that we saw during the Android saga. As far as his wardrobe goes, Yamcha is wearing the Turtle Hermit gi, which looks really good here. The orange used on the gi is actually really good, and I love the little detail of the gi's insignias. On the left part of his chest you can see the King Kai insignia, and on his back the Turtle Hermit insignia. His sleeves unfortunately are attached to the shoulders in that same Goku fashion, which is a little bit unfortunate. And Yamcha is using the exact same arms that we see on most Goku figures, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it does make sense here. The wristbands are done in this really nice shade of blue, and the musculature on his arms is still really good. Yamcha is wearing a dark blue belt which has some really good detail, and I love the knot in the front. As far as his lower body goes, it's mainly reuse of Goku. Bandai did attempt to shade some of the orange on his legs. Unfortunately, I would have loved to see this orange throughout the rest of his gi. Which does make sense seeing as how the gi is orange, and I like the fact that only the thighs are part of the Goku reuse. As you get to the lower legs, he does have his own unique sculpt which looks really good, and I do like the band at the bottom of his gi. And as far as his footwear goes, he is wearing his traditional Kung Fu martial artist shoes. Yamcha is wearing a pair of white socks which do look really nice, and the blue shoes that he has on do a really good job contrasting his gi. So overall, Yamcha is done really nicely, and it is really smart reuse by Bandai using some of the Goku parts and some unique for Yamcha. So with his details out of the way, let's compare Yamcha to our usual suspects. Here we have Yamcha posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and DC Multiverse Superman, Mattel's WWE Elite Series and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man, the Lightning Collection White Ranger and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally we have Yamcha posed next to the SH Figuarts 10 and the SH Figuarts Krillin. So overall, Yamcha will scale nicely to the rest of your Dragon Ball display. However, I do feel like his neck is just slightly too long. But he's still a great addition to any Dragon Ball collection, and he looks good next to the rest of the Z Fighters. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's run through his articulation. Yamcha has a hinged ball joint in the head and a ball joint in the neck, butterfly joints and ball socketed shoulders. Arms go out to the side and do a full 360. Swivel at the bicep and double hinged elbows. Ball hinge in his wrists. Yamcha has a hinged ball joint in his upper torso and a ball joint in his lower torso. Legs do kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. Double bend in his knees. Finally, we have a ball joint in the ankle and a toe hinge. So the standard articulation here on Yamcha, and it works perfectly for the character. So with everything said and done, let's get the SH Figuarts Yamcha posed for my final thoughts. The SH Figuarts Yamcha, Earth's foremost fighter, is a really good figure, and I like what Bandai has done here. It has been a while since we've had a Yamcha available for purchase, and I really do like the fact that they went with the Android Saga Yamcha. I think as far as his outfit goes, it works perfectly here, and the reuse of the Goku mold is actually quite smart. I do like the fact that we get several faces for Yamcha. Unfortunately for me, I got 2 Screaming Yamcha heads. Yamcha is supposed to come with a gritting teeth face, which unfortunately I did not get. But I did modify my second Screaming head to have him with bigger eyes, and I think it works perfectly here. And I really do like the inclusion of the Android 20 parts. Bandai did a really smart move, including parts for Android 20 where we can replicate the scene where he does put his fist through Yamcha's chest. And I actually like the way it clips onto Yamcha without damaging or having to remove any parts of his torso. However, do use caution when moving these parts because they do have clear clips to them, and clear plastic normally tends to get brittle over time. But overall, Yamcha here is a great figure where I haven't had any issues with his joints. They're pretty tight here on mine. Unfortunately, the downside to this Yamcha is that he was a premium Bandai figure, meaning if you didn't pre-order him, secondhand market is the only way to pick him up. I did pick up my Yamcha from Premium Bandai, and if you didn't pick him up there, Big Bad Toy Store still has him available for a slight markup. If you're like me and missed out on his previous release, this release will actually fit in nicely with the rest of your Z Fighters. So with that being said, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out all my other action figure and Dragon Ball videos. If you're in a position to support the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon where I have exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my fellow Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.